A fireside chat that spells disaster for Hasbro and Wizards of the Coast. Wizards has just not learned when to stop. Welcome back, everyone. MTG Moxman here, and thank you again for being with me on my channel today. A big shout out to each and every one of you out there who's watching this video, who hits that subscribe button and is helping me get closer to 15,000 subscribers. I think I'm around 330 to go, 340. I know the sign there's not up to date, but this is a in-between bonus video because we have a lot to unpack with what's going on at Hasbro and Wizards of the Coast after the Fire Chat video. I know other tubers probably have their stuff up already. I couldn't help it. I have to work for a living, and here I am now explaining my position and my opinion on what I think went down during this video. So, of course, to my regular viewers out there, thanks again for tuning in. To the new viewers out there, welcome aboard. And, of course, to my Patreon guys who support this channel, each and every one of you, every day of the month, thanks again for being here, guys. Thanks for supporting the channel. Now let's break this video down into a certain amount of segments where we rant a lot about everything they did wrong. So before I get rambling on today's video, understand that this conference call was actually meant for investors, not the players, although I hope you guys did listen in. And if you haven't, you can go to the Hasbro's website, go under the investor page, and you can go ahead and listen to the conference call. I think it's like 35 to 38 minutes. It's a great listen to, but it's very disturbing, and you'll probably find it very insulting as a player playing the game, because you'll start listening to what they're saying and you'll get more and more disturbed and upset as you go along. It's kind of like a little mediocre horror movie. Enjoy it if you want to, or you can just keep listening to this video. So now that you know it's a legalese talk thing to calm down investors, it's an unscheduled conference call after Bank of America just blasted them, right? This is their way of kind of calming the market and telling the investors, we know what we're doing. But what did they actually say? For a conference call that was supposed to be about Magic the Gathering, it's very interesting that they diverted off topic numerous times to talk about other things going on at the company. Like they were trying to circumvent the Magic the Gathering questions that they were offered. And trust me, the questions were really soft. They were really downplayed. I felt like I was listening to politicians do a talk around and avoid the actual question that was asked. And these were really soft questions. If I want to learn about the Transformers movie, I'll look it up. If I want to hear about the new Dungeons and Dragons movie, I'll look them up. I've watched the trailers. I am interested in them. But that's not what you were brought here for. You were here to answer the questions to the investors. What's going on with Magic the Gathering? When they finally got into questions about Magic the Gathering, they broke it down to which players play which specific formats of game, and casual versus competitive, collector versus... Oh wait, they didn't mention investors, by the way. There are no investors in Magic. Because what they did say is, if we don't print enough of a card and the price goes up, then we didn't do our job. We have to print enough of that card to bring the price down. Well, if that was the case and you printed things to oblivion, why do you guys do gambling packs at all? Why don't you have specific card packs where you can just buy the cards? Why do you think that is, Wizards? The idea that they think we don't comprehend what goes on, or that you don't understand as a player the flip and show they're giving you, the give and take, is ridiculous and insulting to the player base of Magic the Gathering. When they go on to say, we decided to segment the game out more, to give individual products to different groups of players so they can further engage and enjoy the product. I'm kind of paraphrasing, guys. You can watch it yourself. But the idea they did that, and they admit, was to get more share of your wallet. Chris Cox says it. More share of the wallet, of your wallet as a player. We broke these games off and put a few cards here, a few cards there of different stuff, and then we can charge a little bit more money for each one and take more of your money. Wow. That was brutal to listen to and know that that's what he meant, and we already knew it was happening. And he admits it there to the investors. We found a way to milk things out. But he also admits that they've kind of plateaued things out. They realize it is getting harder to drain that money. And by the way, when asked about the 30th anniversary, they did a last-minute reduction on the print run because they were listening to the players. They were listening to what players were sharing with them. Were they now? But everything's okay because, you know, we have a loyal fan base and they're just fantastic. I don't think Wizards has comprehended what's just happened. And the fact that they are this far gone, that they're not in tune with the player base at all anymore. They don't understand the market that they are building into. They're trying to build up Commander. They're trying to build these formats and milk us for as much money as they can get. When if you don't have the investor collector side of things, you don't sell that many products and your prices are going to decline. The secondary market will decline. The fact they haven't firmed up any of these sides, the fact that they say, oh, we have to reprint more things to make them even cheaper. That's fine. You can reprint them and make them cheaper, but you can't charge more for your products. You can't charge more from your players if you're going to keep reprinting. You got to keep your prices in line. You have to bring your prices down, if anything, because all your cards are losing value from overprinting. And there's nowhere to absorb it in the market. And they talk about expanding their player base, getting new players involved, as well as retaining old players. Anyone in business realizes hiring a new customer to come online with your format, whatever you're selling and doing, is 10 times harder than retaining a current customer. So all these people leaving Magic, it is 10 times harder to get any of those players new to come on. But if you've done a few little bits of work, you could have kept the 10, yet you lost. I get 1, I lose 10. I get 1, I lose 10. Does that look like a winning game for you? Guys, it's really hard to sit there and go through this and not feel emotional about it. But it's one of those things, as you're listening to it and taking notes, all these notes about inflation, you know, oh, the pulp costs more, the paper pulp to make the cards costs more. Does it now? Does the paper pulp cost more? Seriously, do you think that's what you were brought online for? That's what you were brought? No. No, it's not all inflation. It's not all that. And you're not doing any price increases. Really? You haven't done price increases? Because it seems like price increases have come around like twice in the last year. Multiple products are now being priced higher. And you wonder what's happening. And we wonder why there's an unscheduled conference call, a fireside chat. Because you can't hide what's happening. This legalese talk probably will not settle well. I can't wait to see what the stock does tomorrow. But as we go along here, they said things plateaued in 2016. And then they realized they had diversified products. They said they have a great relationship with over 6,000 WPN network stores. That's not what I'm hearing. I'm only in contact with 42 because 8 are gone now. They went out of business. And the 42 I'm still talking to, they don't seem very happy. Because, you know, Wizards gives them opportunities to make money. You do? Last I heard, you're not paying for their heating, their hydro, the chairs I sit in as a player. I don't think you're doing anything for the local LGSs at all. I think you used to, and you've scaled back and nickel and dimed everything. Also, you can make a buck. Oh, and our e-commerce, Amazon, you know, that's one of our growing areas. Guys, it was brutal. It is brutal to go through this stuff and talk it to you guys because I'm looking at it. We're going to put products that the players want. Oh, hold on. Here's something I found interesting. It is going to be full steam ahead for 2023. Because they've already got the production lines done up. They've already paid the contracts. We talked about this in the earlier video about what to expect in an unscheduled call. We know they have to do this. It takes them time to turn that ship. But here's what's interesting. They're going back to their main tentpole sets, which means they're going to slow down production. They will. They've kind of admitted it. They've realized things are kind of plateaued out right now. But that doesn't mean they're making money. It just means they're not going to take it from Wizards of the Coast right now in the Magic the Gathering division. No! This is where things get even worse for other groups, such as like Dungeons and Dragons, which we shouldn't have been talking about because it was supposed to be about Magic. But they brought in D&D to say, by the way, we know Magic's kind of plateaued out. Hard to take things there right now. No, he didn't say price sensitive, by the way, but I was thinking it. We're going to go after D&D. We're going to start monetizing. We think we've done a poor job monetizing D&D. We're going to expand into that. We're going to start taking people's money from there. We're going to find a way to engage more than just the dungeon master, who's the guy who has to log on for all this stuff. We're going to find ways to get the players to come on, and we're going to, you know, nickel and dime them for microtransactions is what it's all about. Just like in Ready Player One and stuff, guys. This is all about microtransactions and ways they can keep capitalizing long term to give themselves a stable revenue source, okay? They want this to happen. They're also talking about it for Arena. For those who play Magic Arena, I've never paid a dime there because I know it's all rigged, right? It's a pay to play. If I pay enough money, I'm going to win more often. It's very blatantly obvious when I play against people who have 4 of and 4 of this, and they've paid money. Okay, I grind out all the time for fun, trying deck construction out, but they want to monetize that even more. And you've probably noticed some changes lately on MTG Arena with little things they've done. Soon they'll probably make exclusive sets that you have to pay for even to play it. Get ready for it. I think something like Lord of the Rings and stuff, they're going to make it like a pay to play. You have to like pay a couple of bucks to get that downloaded separately to even play it online. Wait for this stuff to come on. Guys, it's coming. If not right away, it is coming because they believe Universes Beyond is the next big inroad to attracting more players. They said that in the conference call. Remember what we said? It's 10 times harder to get one new customer than it is to retain the customer you already have. They also basically disavow the secondary market entirely again. They went on to say how far the market drops, how it just keeps going down, and that's okay because after a pre-release, which is an exclusive event for your LGSs to do, prices are going to fall. You're right, they're going to fall. Yes, but you're the one keeping an eye on that secondary market. Or why is it that Vampiric Tutor comes back around again when it hits a certain level? Why did Mox Amber get reprinted? What made them choose those cards? Because they know there's a secondary market value, but they, of course, fail to admit it. And the more they water down these reproductions and reprints, all they're doing is killing their own market. They fail to bring that to the investors' attention, that maybe they should do more R&D and broaden things out. They fail to bring that up, but you can see the writing on the wall with how they're doing things. If anything, more players who watch this stuff and hear about it and watch all these, all the guys like me, YouTube content creators talking about it, the more it's going to get people probably riled up, unfortunately, the way I'm feeling right now. Why should I invest in a box when I can buy the singles I want a year from now, 6 months from now, whenever I decide to play it? Because if 50% or more are casual players, if they're casual, they can afford to wait and they can proxy your card. They may want the real thing, but people, to save $1, will go to extreme lengths. If that means they can't afford to play the game and they're going to proxy things, that's what they're going to do. Wizards is going to reap what they sow. They open their mouths without thinking about what they're actually saying. Yes, I know everything's prepped up and ready to go, and these conversations were basically pre-recorded, basically. I get it. But I don't think, because they're not in touch with their player base, the actual consumers of their products, I don't think they understand how much they just burn some roads right now. They burn more bridges to make it even worse for themselves. I love the game. I'm going to be here till the end. Right till I'm an old man sitting in a chair still saying, my will-o'-the-wisp regenerates. I'll be there. But that doesn't mean I'm going to be diving into every product. Because they said, pick and choose your engagement level. Oh, maybe only certain products. You're right. There'll be certain products, which means other products die off. If Commander's the big one, you're going to start losing other product lines. And they fail to even mention that. They're not telling their investors that. So for those of us who are going to stick around this game long time, we're going to be here till the end. But we don't have to spend our hard-earned money on everything you do. If there's no secondary market value, all I have to do is outweight you. And you're going to print and print and print, or an LGS is going to have to keep marking down the cards and the buy lists go down. And yeah, you're really helping your LGSs then, aren't you? By not supporting the secondary market and admitting things are happening there that they keep an eye on, it's telling us that nothing's worth anything. It's a kid's game that should be 10 cents. And that's fine for those who want to treat the game that way. It makes you wonder. They're basically saying anything that's not reserve list, never expect anything. And that's a scary thing. Because then why should I pay top dollar? Why should a store buy a card at a high drop-in price? And who set those prices in the first place? There's a lot of sketchiness out there. And it really makes you realize that Wizards of the Coast has got 2 feet in it right now, and they don't know how to get out. They don't know what to do. Insulting, that's all I can tell you guys. So, I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you hung out till the end, you made it here. Listen to the Mox Man rant about it. But I do expect some changes still when they start slowing things down, going back to some typical release schedules. Oh, at an ending thing, they also said how great the Warhammer did. And that's true. It did do well. It was a fantastic set. I love the look of the cards. It's on its 3rd printing. But they failed to mention that every other set didn't get reprinted, right? Yeah. Interesting, right? So thanks for being here at the end of the video. Let's put a boomstick in the comments section if you made it through to the end. And I hope you're all having a good day. Don't let me be a bummer down on this. It's still a great game to play, but maybe we shouldn't be investing any hard-earned money, and maybe we shouldn't just be buying random boxes for fun. Maybe we should really be picking and choosing what we go for and what we choose to support. Thanks a lot for being here, guys. Let's see what happens in the next few weeks and months to come. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Have an awesome day today. Hey guys, a big shout out goes out to all the fantastic patrons on the channel. What a time to be alive in Magic, and it's brought to you by the patrons of MTG Moxman. You guys rock, you know it's true. A fireside chat indeed. Welcome back 3%. How are you guys doing? Thanks for being here at the end of the video. You can go ahead and put down in the comment section, fireside chat. Add it in there somewhere just so I know you made it to the end. This is something pretty insulting for most of us, okay? If you've been around as a player a long time and you know anything about business, you're trying to retain current customers. You want them to keep buying your product. You don't insult them. You don't say, he didn't say price sensitive, but he basically said plateau. Things have plateaued out, right? 2024, basically, they'll start calming things down as how it looks. That's fine. You guys have a long way to go. I have a long way to go. We just don't understand what they're trying to do, for what they're trying to give us. And we get to find out together, and that's what I care about, because it's still a great game. No matter how they're trying to milk us for it, it is a great game to play. Thanks a lot for being here, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. Thanks for listening to the rant. And I will see you guys soon. Have an awesome day of Magic, man. We deserve it. Magic's a great game.